So I tried out a new formation and hit 20 and over it, and I'm going to share with you guys the custom tactics. If you enjoy them, let's hit 200 likes and let's get into the video. If you're tired of coming up against teams like this, you can get some foot coins through MMO EXP using the link down below. You can also use code JambooUK for 5% off. So guys, this was the first time this year, I believe, that I've actually used this formation. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Do let me know down below how you get on with it. And let me know some ideas as well. In my opinion, at the moment, you know, the game's pretty dry. And I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts, you know, on what you'd like to see from me between now and, you know, the new game. I'm really excited for that, but at the minute, I'm just stuck in a bit of a slump, like... I'm still playing FUT Champions every week because I do run a weekend league service. If you want me to play your games, link in the description. But other than that, yeah, it's just one of those. I'm trying out different formations, trying to keep the game as fresh as possible, but it's not too easy. But enough of that, let's get into the custom tactics. Okay, so first thing to note, I'm sure a lot of you are aware if you watch my custom tactics videos regularly, I do not use my own account. So this team you see here, I barely ever touch it. I play on other people's. So, you know, for this tactic I'm about to show you, my team doesn't necessarily actually fit what you would be looking for. So, yeah, just to clear that up, that is the situation. But this was actually a really good one. It's super good for attacking, a little bit, you know, questionable defensively. But for me, when I'm playing FUT Champions, I'm trying to get people out of there as quickly as possible. You know, especially when I'm playing multiple weekend leagues a weekend. I'm trying to get those rage quits. I'm trying to get the 20 wins as quickly as possible. And this was actually a really good setup for that. So let's have a little look. As you can see, it is going to be a 4-2-4. So you've got a lot of attacking options there. And I'll explain to you guys, you know, the instructions and the sort of players that you're going to be looking for in this setup. So balanced on the defensive style, 50 on the whip, 70 depth. That's very standard for me. You'll see this in quite a lot of my custom tactics. It just works, you know. It doesn't really matter on the formation for the most part. I just run with that setup, especially the higher depth. Like I say, I'm in there to try and score goals as quickly as possible, and a higher depth is certainly going to help you do that. We have balanced direct passing, 40 on the width, 6 players in the box. And then this is obviously how the formation lines up. So like I say, we've got Pogba out here. I don't actually use this team. I would never recommend using Pogba as a right winger. It just wouldn't work. But, so you can see you've got the 4 attackers. You've got the 2 midfielders here and then a flat back 4. We're going to spice it up a little bit with the instructions, which you guys will see. But for the most part, it's just a standard FIFA meta. You know, for the attackers, as many 5-star skillers as possible. The weak foot, if you can get it in there as well. Particularly on the strikers. You want them to be 5-star, 5-star. If I was actually using this team, I would definitely be switching like Di Maria and Nkunku around to get the 2 5-star, 5-star players up front. And then out wide, you know, if you can get a lot of pace and then the skill moves and weak foot as well, that would be ideal. 2 box-to-box centre midfielders, I think, is perfect for this. So Rodri and Busquets would actually be a really good partnership. They're both capable of going forward, but also very solid defensively. And then you don't have to do this, but I did have my fullbacks actually getting involved in the attack as well, which is what left us a little bit vulnerable in defence. But you know, for the most part, it doesn't matter, especially if you're comfortable in your manual defending and dragging players back, you can get away with it. And like I say, it's definitely, I'm prioritising the attacking side of things. So let's have a little look at the instructions. So on both the left and right winger, I have come back on defence and get in behind. The comeback on defence is super important because if you look at that gap between the fullbacks and the winger, there's that massive space because we only have the 2 midfielders there. So all down that wing, your opponent just has that unless you have the comeback on defence. But then whilst attacking, the getting behind is obviously super useful because we're going to have 4 players making runs in behind. And it makes it very, very easy to attack in. I may experiment as well and have cut inside. So I've basically got 4 strikers. but I do feel like that would just eliminate being able to have, you know, some good width. But that's definitely one I may try out alongside the stay wide. So for the strikers, stay central and get in behind. If you're feeling extra ambitious, you could do stay forward as well, but I just found it worked, you know, having them on balance. So you're essentially always going to have your two strikers just sitting narrow, making those runs in behind. And then you've got the two wingers to support as well, who will also get back. And then you'd basically defend in a 4-4-2 flat. We've got the two midfielders here. So I've got stay back while attacking and cover centre. I just didn't really feel there was any need to have them even on balance, because especially because I've got the fullbacks getting involved. You know, if I have my midfielders going forward, we're just going to be left with two centre-backs, and then we're just screwed on the counter-attack. So, cover centre and stay back while attacking there. And as you can see, we do have overlap on the fullbacks. I feel like that's sort of covering that space in between the fullback and the winger when going forward. And it just gives us a lot of options. You've got to think, if you've got the ball with your fullback when attacking, you've got the winger on their side, you've got the centre mid you can cut the ball back to, you've got driven passes into the strikers. This is one of the best formations in the game for performing the German cross, if any of you guys are aware of that. You basically send a player like a centre-back on a run using L1, get the ball with a fullback, and you can just smash the ball from a million miles away across into the box and get 3 goals off of that. Because you have like the 4 attackers here anyway, the chances of it actually landing on one of them is very high. But hopefully you guys do get on well with this. If you have any questions about the setup, do feel free to let me know. I found this to be quite fun, you know, a very attacking setup. And I feel like at this time of the year, it's just what we need. You know, for me personally, I don't want to be sat there sweating, playing a 5-4-1 anymore, you know, in mid-July. It's just not what I want to do. However, I am hearing that Shapeshifters rewards are going to be coming in about a week, so I am looking forward to that. That should be quite sweaty. There'll be some good cards on offer. As always, I am still running the Weekend League service, so if any of you guys do want your games played by me or my pros that I work with, do feel free to get involved. But yeah, leave me any questions. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. I really appreciate your support as always. Hopefully you get on well with that one and you can get yourself some more wins. I'll be interested to know how many of you guys are actually still playing. Do let me know what your situation is in the comments. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one, and peace.